This call is being recorded.
Hello again.
Hello. Let's
Awesome.
see.
All right, let's get this show on the road. So, yeah, I have an alien construct article to share with you right off the bat. I'm gonna make this a little bit of a natal chart reading because your natal chart is just so awesome.
Yeah.
You're one of us, by the way. You are alien gang, and you have one of my
Alien gang word.
and you have one of my favorite alien constructs. I'm born 1990, so I love 91 because y'all are like 90 and 91 are like what is that type of race called? The baton race. You pass the baton in that type of race, and basically 1990. Hold on. Relay race. Thank you. So 1990 is on the relay race with 91. 1990, we have North Node in Aquarius and Saturn in Capricorn. Well, 91 has North Node in Capricorn and Saturn in Aquarius. So we literally passed the baton to you, and it's so lit. So it's kind of like a twin year. But other than that, yes, you have Cap rising and Scorpio sun and a Pisces moon. You got the juice. You got the sauce. But still, it's important because you have Neptune, Uranus on your rising and the North Node, and then you have Pluto on your sun. So it makes you a Pluto power alien and a Uranus and Neptune instrument alien. And this is some of the most powerful alien constructs anyone can have. Um, it's a huge deal. It makes you the hub of the basically the supernatural psychic abilities we all get as the 90s, Pluto, Scorpio, and Neptune, Uranus, and Cap. You actually embody and are the power of. So it's like you're one of our sources that people will come to, and you directly awaken people, right? But as an instrument of Neptune and Uranus, you can see the future, express genius, channel higher frequency beings, talk to anyone of any station or status, reflect the inherent God or goddess within each human being, assist the dying and crossing over, expertly lead meditation as a Pluto power alien. You can understand the true nature of birth, sex, death, and power, destroy that which isn't built on truth, as well as also perform psychic surgery. So the destruction of that which isn't built on truth is our mission as Pluto Scorpios. Pluto Sagittarius starts 95 and they create the new world. Like the last four zodiac signs, the Plutos there are going to awaken the collective to a brand new age. So we're like the last social collective that destroys the old world and anything that's not built on purity. We're exposing all that stuff. And this is linked to your MC as a Cap rising. So you're meant to have a cult following. You're gonna be people obsessed with you, obviously, because you're a divine, pure queen as a director. So Capricorn rising makes your title the director. Scorpio is the pure royalty, and you have the soul, you have a divine soul. Highest level soul is Sag, Cap, but really Cap, Aqua, and Pisces. So as a director, right, as a Cap rising, you are the vibration of divine purity, where Cancer is holiness, Scorpio is purity, Pisces is divinity. And so being the divine transformer with Mars and Pluto, oh my God, in Scorpio, you have some of the most intense, strong desire and action ability that definitely has supernatural potential. Like if someone were to cross the line with you and you got super angry at them, they can get in a car accident. Even if you forgave them, Pluto didn't forgive them because they betrayed you. So like this is kind of like high priestess energy where like you can't be around negative environments because it could be bad for other people around you if they mess with you the wrong way. This is why Scorpio just doesn't fundamentally like people because Scorpio needs purity and your moon in Pisces needs divinity. I don't want to set it up that you're like some kind of snob, which is what, Scorpio kind of gets confused for. Y'all are just pure. But other than that, we know that your rising has progressed. And by the way, please feel free to interrupt at any point. If you have any questions, anything you want to mention, your rising, you have gone now from the director goddess to the high queen because you're now 28 degrees Aqua rising. You're on the verge of coming into Pisces rising. Then you've gone from Scorpio sun to the ascended spirit. You're now progressing into godhood, 24 degrees Sag. And then your moon is 25 degrees Aries. So we see in 5 months, you're going to progress in a Taurus moon. That's going to be a huge difference. In 6 years, you're going to progress in a Capricorn sun, and you're going to start your graduation transit. And then in another couple of years, you're going to become a Pisces rising and step into your ascended mastery's initiation. So now let's speak of the significance. This is why I love progressions. Let's speak of the significance of this. Scorpio is purity. And so the progression out of Scorpio is one of the most significant because the beginning of godhood starts at Sagittarius. And so Scorpio is the apotheosis process of purity and transformation to prepare one to ascend into the realm of the gods. And you were born with ascended brain, Mercury and Sagittarius, transcendent in the 12th. So the way you process information will be hard for other people to understand because you tap into the bigger picture and you're able to connect how everything unrelated is related in a divine way that makes little to no sense to most people. So some people will think you're crazy, but you're a whole genius out here. And that squares your moon in Pisces. So the way you feel into the deeper reasoning behind how this influences your attitude blends in unseen phenomena with how you're able to see the vision of how it all works in ways that, once again, won't really make the most sense to other people because this is supernatural as well. Your sun in the 11th house in Scorpio makes you a community leader. So I know a Libra with this is a Cap rising, and 11th house Scorpio. Scorpio is secret, 11th house is society. And my friend, he's a Freemason. He's a part of a secret society. So this could mean that you may create one as a Scorpio sun, or you're going to develop a cult like following with Pluto in its dignity here. Like you're going to have people who are very obsessed with you because of how pure you are. And this is everything that with the South Node in your 11th is unlocking right now. You're using the resources of your friends and groups who subscribe with you so that you can manifest independence with your talents and what you love to do, which is a Scorpio sun is your 7th house of partnerships. So you're going to be aware of this in relationships with other people, using your wisdom to manifest this groundedness towards the people who you deem worthy. And so now you have progressed since 30 years, now 31 years, 24 degrees Sagittarius. At 7 years old, you began the mark into godhood, progressed 1 degree Sagittarius. And the principle of Sagittarius is expansion. Jupiter, you are now stepping into godhood, the 4 aspects of God, the all-seeing eyes of God, Sagittarius, the omnipotent nature of God, Capricorn, the omniscient, all-knowing nature of God or goddess, Aquarius, and the omnipresent, boundless divinity of God, Pisces, where your soul is, so your divine vessel here. And opposite Jupiter, square Mercury, give you a perceptual understanding of how to feel the unseen and how that develop your attitude in Pisces, how to analyze how that socially plays out with Jupiter, and then how to process that visually in supernatural ways with Mercury that can just kind of go roundabout to analyzing and just see the meaning of an experience without having to know exactly how you know, which will not make sense to people because it's supernatural. So that being said, your sun in Sagittarius is manifesting now the ascended perception based on the wisdom that you were born expressing. And as you're now finishing off this Sag transit, what this is having you do is evoke this wild joy, inspiration, and passion towards ascending the vision of the psychological intensity and depth that you were born aware of. This is going to, when you step into Capricorn, initiate your graduation because right now you're ascending to walk to the top of the mountain, and graduation in Capricorn is okay, now you've had a taste of what it's like to be God, right? To come into this all-seeing nature. The expansion of Jupiter is showing you everything that's possible because you're seeing into infinity. Then Capricorn is going to be like, okay, what are you going to do with all this vision? It's going to constrict everything to a single point. And now the principle of Saturn is integrity. And so it's okay, now that you have this power, can you be trusted to do this? What are you going to do with this? After you finish the Capricorn progression, 30 years from then, you step into, after graduation, ascended mastery through Aquarius and Pisces. So as you're finishing Sagittarius, which is key, the South Node went through here. The moon is in Aries. So you're having a very passionate trine. In fact, last month you just activated an opening trine. Okay, so let's go back even more. We know that you were born after the new moon in Scorpio. Then, subsequently, after you were born, we had the full moon in Taurus. It looks like 2.5 days, 4 degrees. Yep, you had the full moon at the very end of Taurus. That means 17 years from then, 17, 20 years from then, you progressed and had the new moon in Sagittarius. So you started that cycle, I want to say 2.5, 5, 7, 9, let's say like 12 years ago, 12 to 15 years ago, you had the new moon in Sagittarius. You started this new cycle, the new vision that transcends old beliefs and steps you into a new personification of yourself. Now you're getting ready for the full moon in another 3 years, because it takes 2.5 years for the progressed moon to move through a sign, and it takes 1 degree a month for the progressed moon to move through a sign, whereas it takes 1 degree a year for the sun to move a degree. So next month, your progressed moon will be 26, and in 5 months, it'll be in Taurus. It'll start to go over Uranus, the North Node, and you're going to be tapped into this destiny. So you're getting ready for a huge portal hop. And the most key thing here, the timing of you to do this, which Capricorn rising with destiny, you're now chosen by destiny. Your destiny is to take the resources of sincere partnerships that come to you so that you can come into more how incredibly supernatural your identity is. Let's just be real. According to science, you only exist in fiction or fantasy, but you're super real, like you're living and breathing. And so your very existence, your very identity is controversial. You being an instrument of the supernatural power enables you to harness the totality of knowledge you can manifest with Saturn in Aquarius. Congrats to your Saturn return. So your destiny is to step up as this incredible leader, to be fully eccentric and strange, and not have to explain yourself to people who aren't willing to understand you. Hence, Chiron making it difficult to draw boundaries and maybe have certain trust issues, and how courageously and passionately you can share yourself, which you've definitely been breaking through. So the moon trine Sag is opening up relative to this new vision starting. The boldness and the understanding of your identity that unlocks your inner child and has you take individual action to manifest creatively the passion of this new vision. Relative to that new moon cycle in Sag, like 15 years ago, it went into Cap. You may have been working a lot more as you manifested the value of this. Then it went into Aquarius, and then you gained knowledge of this ascended perspective and how you're changing your vision. Then it went through Pisces 30 months ago, really like 60 months ago, but it finished 30 months ago. And this is where that first quarter square returned your soul, was the first lunar return you had, and then also inspired you to challenge what you understand metaphysically, what is unseen about this new vision you're creating, so that you can integrate unseen beliefs that influence the direction that this vision will take you. And now we're coming into the integration leading into the full moon, where we're going to have, we're about to finish Aries. Now that you have this foundation, you're now taking action to creatively express this passionately. This makes this a very dynamic, fun, passionate, but of course, challenging transit that in 5 months, once this goes into Taurus, everything's going to be grounded. So that chaos you might be feeling now, and everything's passionate and should be fun, is going to ground more, because you're going to get ready to integrate realistically this vision into reality and ground this fully and unconventionally. And then by 2026, we're going to move forward here. What we're going to see is accordingly your full moon transit that's going to happen at the end of 2026. Specifically, what it's March right now, April, May, June, July, August. September of 2026, you're going to have your full moon transit 28 degrees Gemini, opposite 28 Sag, and that's going to complete this cycle for you. When I went through my full moon, I never had to work a job again. Like the full moon progressed is success, and you harvest it for the next 7 years. And so you're on the verge of creating and harvesting your crops. You sowed the seeds, new moon and Sag, you're going to harvest it, full moon Gemini. And what you're harvesting is the understanding of the true nature of how to think about your vision, how to integrate this true vision into your lifestyle and completely make obsolete your life, because then the sun will transit through your first house. And as it transits through your first house, what that's going to do is it's going to have you progress over your destiny once this goes into Capricorn. By the time you have the full moon, by the way, you will be progressed into Pisces rising, and you'll become an ascended master and a divine being. So the Aqua rising high queen transit is having you manifest the integrity of your character into now high nobility and royalty with Saturn to come into responsibility to command astral influences. And as Saturn finishes through Aquarius and Jupiter is in through Pisces, going through your progressed first, this is stepping you into the experience of this first chapter for you. And what this is also seeking to do is moving into Taurus, prepare for you to understand the natural values that align with this higher vision you're getting ready to integrate. So first of all, does this all resonate? And do you have any questions at all? Hello? Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Oh, the whole entire thing resonated. Like, I'm a total weirdo. I barely have any friends, and I'm super freaking psychic. I've been doing readings since I was 15.
That's so awesome.
And yes, like I got indoctrinated into magic as a child. My grandmother was a practitioner, and so I've just always been surrounded by magical influences and people, and so like this is a powerful reading for me.
That's so awesome. And I'm glad you got I always recommend doing the natal chart first, but I'm glad we were able to talk about both because your chart is so legit and you're coming into establishing how incredible your personality is and how you are. So as a Gemini, my north node is Aquarius. So I'll never make it to my north node, but I will somehow make it to my south node, which is the next best thing. It's not bad at all. It's just a south nodal portal redirect. But you're going to make it to your destiny. At some point, you're 24 degrees. In 6 years, you'll be Capricorn. And then 11 years from there, you'll be on your North Node. So 17 years from now, 16 years from now, you're going to reach your destiny. Okay, as soon as you enter Cap, you'll already be there. But everything is slowly but surely aligning for you to harness that incredible nature where you now activate more control over your psychic abilities than ever. Not that you don't already have them, but I love that you said that what you said about your social circle too, because Pluto won't even allow you to have fake friends. Like Mars here just can't stand inauthenticity. So this is going to keep your social circle pure and tight. And it's unlocking here too. So you may make some cool new friends. But other than that, yeah, my friend, your chart is amazing. I want to say that, how do you feel into the Aries moon? Like, does it feel passionate right now? Because you can tell a lot about the progression by the moon. It will tell you everything.
I have been feeling really passionate lately. I do artsy fartsy stuff, and I'm planning something I've never tried before.
Nice.
So it really has been making me feel like a little more motivated to work on the things that I am passionate about.
And then it's in your natal fourth. So when the progressed moon for me was on my natal ninth house of higher education, I mean the exact degree, I went back to college. And then when it left, I graduated. So in your fourth, are you moving? Are you renovating your inner home? What do you feel about your family and the value of that?
Honestly, I've been contemplating moving for the past year back to Florida because I grew up on the East Coast and I live in Colorado now.
Oh, nice.
And I miss being by the beach. Something about the water. Oh, this being landlocked has been very, very hard for me. I don't feel like myself out here.
And that's beautiful. As a water sign, Pisces moon and Scorpio sun, you definitely need to be by the water. That's for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And on top of that, too, Jupiter is going to go through your fourth house starting in May, but 2023 will be the official transit. So you may move this year or next year. You may have the opportunity to just go back home.
Yes, I'm planning for next year because I just re-signed my lease. But after it's up, I'm gonna be traveling throughout the year to see what part I want to live and make my way on down there.
So awesome. And all power to you. Your rising, as soon as it goes into Pisces, will tap into this Neptune transcendence. And you know, as Aries is coming into your new second house, this is having you kind of come into more original value and how you step into this. But in a nutshell, the most important thing I can say is you're on the verge of completing this ascension transit. Moon in Taurus and Moon in Gemini are going to integrate and complete the true vision needed to fully finish this ascension arc. And then you're going to step into Capricorn and step into your greatest power, okay? Which is going to be so badass. And outside of that, it's going to challenge considerably how much more powerfully you apply your belief in yourself and direct things accordingly. Because by this time, you'll still be a progressive 11th house. So your rising will be in Pisces, and your sun will be in the 11th house in Cap. And this will change the theme to be more of a social leader, a collective leader, and really harnessing more awareness over the direct control of these abilities. But other than that, we see Venus that was in Libra and its dignity is now gaining purity in Scorpio, and it's intensifying how much deeper you connect. Mercury, which is retrograde, is going to go direct soon in Sagittarius as Venus catches up to it. And so it's having you process your mind and actions around your ascended legacy because now your MC is in Sagittarius. And so you're taking more higher action towards bringing the visual quality and nature of the success into how wild your knowledge of self influences others. But other than that, please feel free to shoot me a question if any questions arise, or email if any questions arise. And did you have any final questions at all?
I just super surprised because I didn't think it was going to be so intense.
Oh, word. Okay. Feel free to listen to this report at least 7 times if you need to.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to it over and over because I know that there's some things in there. I'm new to astrology. I've just started studying it the right way the past 3 years,
Nice.
and so there's definitely some parts that I want to go back over. But yeah, this is your channel has been very validating for me because I want to say that I'm recently awakened as well.
Oh, absolutely. And not only, so it's different for you because you're a Kundalini goddess. So not only are you awakened, you awaken the social collective. Like that's your mission. Your destiny is to do you, but your legacy is to transform and awaken social communities around you. Because and this can cause jealousy, or this can cause people to just be intimidated of you, but you awaken them out of their illusions. You awaken them out of their unconscious habits, all of that. You bring the occult to light, and this can kind of make you the villain, but really you're divine. So yeah, if anything, I think you're going to step into so much more empowerment as you clear this cycle, and it's going to be very also outside of that. I'm going to send you a discount code whenever you want to order again. It'll be 50% off, and you're going to get an email from WeTransfer where you can access the code in the articles I referenced.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I look forward to my next reading.
No problem. You stay blessed as always. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank you, you too. Take care.
Peace out.